Eugene or whatever? Eugene?
Eugen. Eugen.
Sounds like Eugene.
Not quite Eugene. Eugene? Not quite.
Mr. Krabs stabbed Horus.
Horus Lupercal. We're getting a bit silly.
Horus isn't real. It's actually was it the plankton inside?
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm going to destroy you and the galaxy.
Someone please make a representation of that, please. Like just somewhere.
That was
inside the Eye of Horus is actually just like an open little chamber, and there's just plankton inside.
That was.
Am I guessing that's going to be the clip for today's episode?
Hello everyone, and welcome to another Lorecrimes pub quiz. Today, Andy will bring us through the ringer and test our knowledge on the Arch Traitor, the Warmaster, the rightful Emperor, depending on who you ask, Horus Lupercal. I hope your Horus heresy knowledge is up to par as you follow along with this pub quiz. Take it away, Andy.
Thank you very much, Eli. So, as you have already mentioned, there's going to be a hell of a lot of Horus heresy stuff in this because pretty much 99% of all of Horus's lore is in the heresy, mainly because he's obliterated at the end of it, but that's the main reason. So let's start off.
Yeah, spoilers. Massive spoilers there.
Oh, spoilers that
spoilers for the Bible.
Horus has been dead in the lore for 30 years. What? Who are we kidding? So let's go down the lineup of today's quiz contestants. So starting with Eli. Eli, how confident are you with Horus Lupercal?
More than Colin, I'm sure.
Ooh, shade thrown.
But I don't know if it's changed. Just a matter of fact. I don't know. He's the rightful ruler of the Imperium.
How can he be the rightful ruler when it's ashes?
Well, he was the rightful ruler of the Imperium. Now it's well. I won't say
you can't
Abaddon,
even say it. You can't even be like Abaddon.
It's Abaddon if you pretend Abaddon was written like he should have been written and not
a cartoon
poorly
villain.
done. Yeah, okay. Actually, it's the four-armed emperor. I just bought a Gene Stealer called Codex, so
oh dear.
I'll go with that.
You might want to get your forehead checked out there, Eli. There's
too many wrinkles
coming up. Furrowed brow, shall we say? How about you, Hal? How are you feeling about this topic?
More than Colin. Same as Eli. I feel more confident than Colin does. That's all I think Horus is... to be fair, I always thought there wasn't like enough about Horus like before his, before he went to dark side Horus, Chad Horus.
Horus, yeah.
But no, but I think I've read some of his books, and so I feel like we got enough of good Horus now. So I think I'm okay. I'm reasonably confident, but I know I could probably. Well, we'll see. We might smash it up. You never know. He might break me.
Sorry about that. There was just a bell chiming in the background. I live next to a church, and it was just like bong, bong, bong. And I'm like, be quiet.
The dread 13th spell has been cast. The Skaven
spells being cast in the background. And to end it off, Colin, how are you feeling about the quiz today?
More than Colin. I have continued my trend of not having read any of the Horus Heresy. However, there are two things I know beyond a doubt. One, it doesn't matter who the rightful ruler, the rightful emperor is, as there's still only one glorious Phoenix King of the Eldar.
I wonder what he's going to say.
I took a different direction than I thought that was going.
And two, that sushi was spicy and my lips are burning a bit, so it can only go up from there.
Well, almost as spicy as the Horus Heresy, so let's do this.
Spicy meatball. Horus Heresy, a spicy meatball, if ever there was one. I will preempt everyone in the audience and yourselves. I think the first round is very easy, and then the next two, there's like a very quick escalation in difficulty. I didn't intentionally make this kind of top-heavy as a quiz. These were just the questions I thought would be more interesting for both the audience and yourselves to tackle. So other than that, are we all ready to go?
Yeah.
That way,
hit us.
When
Let's
the
do it.
audience gets more than me right at the very beginning, they can prove just how little I know what I'm talking about.
All right, well, let's begin with the beginner section then. So we're going to start with question number 1. On which world was Horus Lupercal found by the Emperor? So what is the home world of the Sons of Horus? And this is a very easy question. I'd be surprised if any of you got this wrong.
I'm actually confident.
Colin?
Holy shit. No, I actually got this one.
Good. So, Colin, why haven't you read any of the Horus Heresy books? I'm a bit surprised at that.
I think part of it is that, well, I don't necessarily hate prequels. It's just, I know how it ends, and I know there is a lot of cool things set up that tie later into 40K. It's just, I don't know, it seems like a lot of fanfare for something I know how is going to end, and I don't care for Space Marines on top of it, so...
I don't know, I feel like I really enjoy the setting because it's like, it's the Imperium at their peak, and the scales of, the amount of, firepower each faction has, and the cataclysmic warfare is pretty much peak Warhammer, so I really like the betrayals, the heroism, all the elements that go into... I'm on, book 40 now. I've gone from 1 to 40
Jesus
in the last
Christ.
year. So I've been pushing. I think I'm on the what's the one I'm at the moment? I've just finished Garrow, and now I'm on the Magnus the Red one, which is a bit of a drag, gotta be honest. But
which one's that? Thousand Suns or Crimson King?
Crimson King.
I just read that.
Drag for me.
It's a slow start. It's a real slow start.
It takes a while. But still, I think it's a really good series. I think you should I think just the first few books are really good. Even if you were like, "Oh, I'm going to just do these." Here come the police. Look out. But even if you just started with Galaxy in Flames, I think it's a really good book. It's on its own, even if it was the only one.
I'm sure I will enjoy it. It's just drawing me to it. Like I said, I mean, I'm a Xenos player. Now, if it was the Horus Heresy treatment for the War in Heaven, I'd be devouring those books.
Okay, I think I've got everyone's answers in. Are we ready to move on?
I drew a complete blank. I just remembered what it was. That was very scary.
No, you're gonna catch up.
Before we move on, just one question about a Horus Heresy book cover. In the book 1,000 Suns, does anyone else think Magnus's left arm looks weird and shrunken?
Oh, I remember looking. I'm gonna look it up right now.
That's not just me.
It is really weird looking. I remember.
It looks like a Charger from Left 4 Dead. Is what it reminds me of.
That's horrible, isn't it?
He's like chicken arms.
Yeah,
really
looking at it, he's got turkey hands.
Yeah,
turkey feet for hands. That's weird.
That's an image.
I don't like it.
That was just while we brought up the Magnus books. Hang on, someone needs to hear this.
Something important. Okay, well, with Magnus's turkey arms revealed, I think we'll start with question 2, which is also quite easy. What is the name of Horus Lupercal's Gloriana class flagship?
Oh yeah, we're in safe territory now, safe hands.
Very easy question. I've got an answer from Eli. Got Colin. Oh, that was very quick, guys. Jeez.
I'm just putting it straight. Lock it in.
I'm kind of upset I remembered this one because I had a stupid answer. I really wanted to get out
It's a very close game so far. Let's just.
It's a good name, to be fair. It's one of the better names.
Cool. It is
in Warhammer.
I mean, it's an iconic ship. I mean, are there any? Does anyone have a favorite ship from 40K?
Does anyone have a favorite ship?
That'd be cool if I did, but
do the Craft Worlds count?
Yeah.
Shippy ship face.
Probably Bieltan then, because it's actually a ship that's just a composite thousands of other warships. And when it broke
literally
apart,
Giga Chad Eldar.
Yeah, when it broke apart, they just went their own way. All right, we've got fleets now.
Beal's a bit too close to Neil, so I'm not the biggest fan.
Do you guys know who Neil Breen is? Oh, that has nothing to do with Warhammer.
But Hal and Eli, you don't have a favorite, not even the Phalanx. That's a really easy one still.
I wish I did.
It's like asking me what's my favorite. It's like asking what's my favorite bread shape, and I'm kind of like, I'm not really that. No strong opinions.
I think I do like. I like the Fabius's ship, I guess, and I like Huron Blackheart's ship. I don't remember what it's called though. But that's also just because I love Huron Blackheart. He's the rightful emperor. There you go.
There Inquisitor,
He's so
this
cool.
one right here, this man here.
Can
I don't think I've got a favorite. No.
Can my favorite?
Versalius loves Fabius, though.
Can my favorite be the Shadow of Intent?
Halo reference, nice.
Uh,
The Pillar of Autumn. All right,
Yeah.
we're about to cap off the beginner section. Are we all ready?
Do it. Hit us.
Okay, this one's a bit trickier, but it gets you 2 points if you get both parts right. So there's 2 points up for grabs here. What is the name of Horus's war mace and panoply of war?
Ow.
Now I've got you.
Panoply of War.
So his armor. Basically, panoply of war is a way for people in Warhammer 40k to say, what's their cool armor called? You know, trying to think of like what other armor, like there's like the Black Templars. We did the video on them, and they had like all these armors of faith and such. Trying to think of like, I'm trying to think of any other really cool panoplies of war and what they're called. I know the Flesh Tearers have a cool one.
Is that?
I don't think I know his armor though. I'm stumped.
I don't know it either.
It's a shame. I've had Colin's answer and it's very silly.
I'm stumped on what a panoply of war is. Is that just armor?
No one knows what a panoply of war is.
Well, it's like
I had other name, but I thought it was in reference to a ceremonial piece of
Well,
equipment.
it's like what do they wear into battle? It's like their panoply.
Yeah, I'm pretty
What
sure
do they
Fulgrim's
present?
literally has the name panoply in it,
Hmm.
if I remember correctly.
Panoply of lust or whatever it is.
I've only ever had that heard in like reference to like things to do with Rome, I guess. But I'm drawing a massive blank on his armor.
I haven't played Rome Total War in too long. I gotta go refresh.
Well, everyone's put their weapon choice in, but I haven't seen everyone. Well, I mean, Colin's put both his in, but I haven't seen anyone mention the armor. So this is your
No, I
last
have no funny
chance.
thing.
Okay, I'm gonna give a absolute fucking guess
There's a
on
shot in the
armor.
dark. There's some cool ones. I mean, if you just go on the wiki page for like all the Primarchs and even like main characters, they all have some pretty cool stuff. It reminds me of Deathwing, the video game, where all the weapons and stuff have these ridiculously 40k names. It's like
Oh, yeah.
the reckoning of empires and the enmoldering of bread, and it's like, oh, what are these names? They're crazy.
Nice.
Ooh.
My favorite was
okay.
the litany of
Well,
litanies
good.
litany.
Yeah, good effort, Hal. Right, it's time to talk about results.
Ooh.
So, first question was, where was the homeworld of Horus Lupercal? You all got this correct. It was Caphonia. Well
Yes, the underworld, isn't it? It's a nickname for the. Is it Greek? Greek mythology, the underworld.
done, possibly. I mean,
It
there's a
sounds
lot
great.
of like, even like Garvial Oaken being called Cerberus. There's like a lot of underworld parallels with and the vengeful spirit. Like, it's literally a spirit of vengeance. There's a lot of that with the Sons
That's
of
a
Horus and
reference to,
Evil
like,
Eye.
The vengeful spirit is a reference to like when you get caught by your mum, just doing like talking utter crap.
But
And she
it
just
ties in
looks at you.
beautifully with question 2, because that was the answer for question 2. What was the flagship of Horus Lupercal and the Sons of Horus? It was the Vengeful Spirit, which is still being
Yes.
used in the 41st millennium by Abaddon the Despoiler. So you all got that correct as
I've
well.
got a bone to pick with that because I always wondered how the hell who repaired it in between.
I mean, there is. I remember the Horus Heresy books. I recently listened to the one about the assassin Aristide Kell. He tries to assassinate Horus, then he infiltrates the Vengeful Spirit when he fails, and he just hides to get another shot at Horus. And he talks to like a serf, and he's all like, "My family, we've been looking after this ship for 5 generations," and you're like, "Oh, he's trying to keep this really cool ship going, but he doesn't really like Horus." And yeah, there's lots of slave labor is the answer, Hal. There's a lot of slave labor.
We don't endorse that on law.
We don't endorse it.
The official statement.
Only
That's how we feel.
Only hot takes here on Lore Crimes. Slavery is bad.
The hottest of take, spicy as sushi, shall we say?
Okay. Now, oh gosh, right. So there's 2 questions in the third question book.
I can
and 2 answers.
I can
in here.
hear your disappointment already.
Yeah.
That
Well, here's the
reminded me
thing,
when I was
Hal.
a teacher.
Oh,
Well, here's the thing. Colin put the cock throttler That is
what?
not the weapon
Nice.
wielded by Horus Lupercal.
But what about his armor?
Good effort. We'll get to that.
Oh no!
I'm just going to say that Hal and Eli both got a point for World Breaker, which is the name of his mate.
It's such a cool name.
I didn't want to
That's a cool
say,
name.
I didn't want to say mention his lightning claw because it's boring. It's just the talon of Horus, and everyone knows that because it's got his name in it. But the armor, none of you got correct. But I'll start with Colin because Primaris Eradicators. I guess
that sounds like someone who knows nothing of. That's like the Warhammer basic armor. Oh
I
man,
dug deep for an answer. I didn't find gold, so I can't.
that speaks of panic. Just speaks of panic.
At least Eli didn't give an answer, so no points for Eli.
Sorry.
And Hal put Thomas the Tank Engine for some reason. So
Because I would just imagine Horus on the battle and he says "choo choo, motherfucker" and just crunks people. It's like, I wish, you know, the
Thomas the Tank when I was
like
a kid.
the music about the Thomas the Tank Engine, like dun, 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 dun. I just, you know, that the memes where like it's really loud and the thing comes towards you.
And
That's why I
the
imagine
rapper
you
was
hear.
like, "Come on, motherfucker, come on."
Oh my god, I love that.
To the
version.
bread and the
That
lamb spread.
Oh man.
Do you think
Way
Horus
back in the day.
ever bricked anyone up alive in a tunnel?
What?
Seems like the kind of thing he would do.
That happened in
Honest.
Thomas the Tank Engine. That was a thing. I'm not making that up.
We don't endorse that on Law Crimes.
We don't
either.
endorse
Hottest
the Tank
takes.
Engine on this Christian YouTube channel.
The Lord protects. I swear.
To be honest, I love the Steam Forged like edits where they have like the messed up Thomas the Tank Engine with I think you've probably seen it with like the Chaos version where he's got all the spikes and the aim pointed star, and you're like, that thing is terrifying.
You love that.
You've never seen that?
I know what it is. I'm just perplexed by you enjoy that.
I enjoy when it's modded into Skyrim as the dragons, and all you see is Thomas chewing towards you.
I was always a bigger fan of Macho Man Randy Savage Dragons.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
That's awesome.
enough silliness. We have now embarked upon a great journey together. I have a little Halo reference for Colin there.
Thank you.
A nice little journey to round 2, the intermediate section of the quiz. How are we feeling, everyone?
Can I make another Halo reference here?
Okay.
Let's say the results will be a monument to our sins.
Very good.
Nice.
Very good.
I regret coming to this quiz. I regret invading the podcast. And I most certainly regret the core blew up my raggedy ass fleet.
Raggedy ass fleet. Ooh, wow. Good stuff. Have you got one, Eli?
Oh, I don't. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a shame. That would have been
Not
great.
off the top of my head.
Okay, well, never mind. It's okay. We're all friends here. So we're going to begin with question number 4. Let me just check my list. So question number 4 it's going to get a bit trickier now. What was the name of the planetary governor whom injured Horus and turned him to chaos on the moon of Davin?
Yo.
First book.
One. It's not Horus Rising, is it?
Oh, is this the second book? Second book.
Yeah.
Book.
Horus.
Book.
Oh man.
So
I
this is the
need
guy
to
who was in charge of
Stick with
Davin,
this.
and he was like, "Whah! I hit you," and everyone's like, "Whoa, he hit Horus. That's pretty impressive for like just a dude." And then that was the start of his corruption to chaos.
And then
I've had Colin's answer, and I am not impressed.
Nice.
I've had Eli's answer.
For
Who's
the
next?
life of me, I
I'm
cannot.
less impressed than Colin. I am more impressed than Colin's, but I'm still not impressed with Eli's answer.
You're reminding me of when I had to give a bunch of kids a lecture that they didn't take their online test in time. That's how I'm feeling right now.
That's the energy I'm projecting, am I? A disappointed teacher going, oh,
This is. I'm not sure if my answer's appropriate, to be honest.
oh no. Okay.
I can change. I can change my answer if it's too much.
No, we're gonna have
Too
to
late.
say that's your answer. Okay. I did say it was going to ramp up in difficulty, but still. Question number 5. Who was the first Primarch that Horus met? Now, I'm going to give you a disclaimer here. I'm not going to count Alfarius because his book.
Bro, that's what I was.
The insinuation is he was there at the start, but even if he met Horus first, he probably wouldn't have projected himself as Alfarius, so I'm not counting it. We're talking about, to Horus's knowledge, the first Primarch he met.
Alfarius met Horus. Horus didn't meet Alfarius.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
guess.
Yeah,
I
I
think
had
I
to
know
get that
this
out of the
one.
way before everyone in the comments like, actually, it's like, no, no Alfariusi in the comments today. We're not having it.
Good thing I have a 1 in 17 chance.
Yo, this
Truly.
Alfarius about to meet I can't even fucking get the joke out. Damn it. Damn it. I was going to say this Alfarius is about to make me act up. I was like,
Okay, so
no.
I've had an answer from Colin and Hal. I'm waiting for Eli.
Alright, let's guess, Frick.
This could be. I think I remember. I do remember
okay.
something. This is actually quite a cool moment, but I won't give anything away to Eli because he must suffer. I don't want to lose.
Tough times.
Okay, well, we have come to question number 7, which, or have we? Let me just. Oh no, sorry. Question number 6. I'm sorry. We've come to question number 6, which is the last question of the intermediate section. Aristide Kell, assassin of the Sigillite, attempted to assassinate Horus early in the heresy. I mentioned him earlier. Horus used an Astartes of his legion as a decoy who was killed in his stead, wearing his armor. What was the name of the Astartes?
Do you know what's funny? Do you know what's really funny is I read this book not long ago, and the problem is this book is so forgettable.
I liked it. I thought it was cool.
No, it's like it is forgettable.
Oh, no.
Though. It is forgettable.
I mean, it was memorable enough for me to put this in the quiz. I mean,
I enjoyed the book though because it had, you know, Valdor. Spoiler alerts: Valdor was there, and there's like that really cool moment. Is it? Where he has like the finger guns, doesn't he? and he's like, I bring with me like the displeasure or like, you know, something of the emperor, and then he just points finger guns at like the local guys and starts firing, and they all start exploding. Oh man. Oof. Please tell me everyone else is like suffering as well.
I had the answer before he
Correct.
finished the question. But I mean, maybe I'm wrong. You never know.
just for the Discord, I'm just going to put it on the edit. During all this confusion, Colin has posted a picture of, I think it's Gordon, behind a brick wall in a tunnel in the general chat.
Henry, I believe.
Oh, I
according
just
to
saw
the
it.
wiki.
Henry, is it?
Yeah, they bricked up
Awful
Henry.
guy.
Why did they do that?
Oh, I got
I
dark,
don't, I
didn't
don't
it?
know.
Poor guy.
That saddens me. I'm going to end the quiz now because I'm going to go cry for my engine boy. No, I'm not really.
I can't
so
lose
I've had
now.
all the- I've got the blues. I've got the Thomas blues. So that was an interesting round. How are we feeling about those questions and the escalation?
I just guessed the
one
name
right, I
at the
think.
end. Yeah, I think I got one right, maybe one.
Okay. Well, it's about time I put you out of your misery. Let's talk about the results for this round. So, we're going to start with question number 4. The question was, what was the name of the planetary governor whom injured Horus on the moon of Davin? Starting with Eli in order of appearance. Eli put Eldrad Ulfrain.
Oh no!
That was not
Yeah?
correct. I'm
Yeah?
afraid.
Arch Traitor,
that's like
Eldrad.
that was my that's like your Caiaphas
Yeah.
Cain moment, if you know what I mean.
Give it a moment. Hal
yeah, never mind. I should have been quiet.
Hal put Gandhi.
He was there. In
Nice.
fact, he was there. This is 100%.
Was
The Amber
this-
King stand
Explain
behind that.
yourself. Explain yourself this
Have
incident.
you been playing Civ lately?
Yeah. this was funny enough. It was a reference to Civ rather than real life Gandhi. Explain myself. There is no explanation. Straight up, I just believed Gandhi would have
I've got to
done
get
something
there
like
before
that.
he gets the nukes and just goes nuke everyone.
Gandhi with the nukes. No, I just straight up, just why not?
And you did mention it, Hal, but Colin put Caiaphas Cain, famous member of the Death Guard. A nice little
Yes.
our first ever quiz on the Death Guard. All those many months ago. I think it was like
2 months. 2 months ago.
yeah, it's like 2 and a bit months. Feels like years. So no one got a point. I am very disappointed.
That's shocking. Really surprised there.
So question number 5. Who was the first Primarch that met Horus? Starting again with Eli. Eli put Angron, which I'm afraid is incorrect.
Is the answer Rogel Torn?
No.
Okay, I literally don't know then.
I will skip Hal for a second because he got it right, but Colin put the Lion. And the Lion, you'd think like he is the Lord of the First. But unfortunately not. I'm not exactly sure when the Lion was found, but he wasn't as much of an early bird as some other Primarchs, to be honest.
Pretty mid, right? Pretty mid.
Mid to be reintroduced to the frat house, shall we say?
What was the answer to the previous? What was the answer to the previous question, by the way? I don't.
The previous question, it was Eugen Temba, the planetary governor. Eugen Temba.
Exactly. I can't believe I missed that. Like,
So is that? It's right in front of me.
Sorry, I was just so floored by the answers. I thought they don't deserve the answer. And I just moved on.
Eugene or whatever? Eugene?
Eugen. Eugen.
Sounds like a Eugene.
Not quite Eugene. Eugene? Not quite.
Mr. Krabs stabbed Horus.
Horus Lupercal. You're stealing me banana pineapple under the sea. Horus Lupercal. We're getting a bit silly.
Horus isn't real. It's actually was it the plankton inside operating?
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm going to destroy you and the galaxy.
Someone please make a representation of that, please. Like just somewhere.
That was
inside the Eye of Horus is actually just like an open little chamber, and there's just plankton inside.
That was.
Am I guessing that's going to be the clip for today's episode?
Probably.
Yikes.
Probably. Okay. Well. Let's cut the silly short. Hal got it right. It was Leman Russ. He was the second Primarch to be found, and Horus was. Well, would you like to? You got the correct answer, Hal. Do you know what Horus's reaction was to meeting Leman?
He was pouty, to be honest.
He wasn't impressed, was he?
He thought Russ was a savage. Isn't it a cool part where like Russ? He's just come from Fenris. He even said like he just learnt the language in a day or something. So Horus begrudgingly impressed by him. And then Russ was like, "When are we going to fight?" Essentially, immediately, as soon as they saw each other.
Yeah, and it was an interesting kind of parallel with how they would one day clash at the end, near the end of the Horus Heresy, and
Wolfsbane, right? The book.
Yeah, and they would see who would bear out. Although Horus cheated with Chaos steroids, but still. Anyway, so that was round number 2, and I'm just going to quickly double check the points. Free to discuss the quiz.
We still have one more answer.
Do we?
I think we do. The who's the name?
Who got assassinated?
Oh, sorry, I've jumped ahead. But again,
all good, man.
Picture of Henry behind the brick wall has really thrown me.
Nightmare inducing.
Yeah, I want to hold a vigil for him, seeing him so sad. So number 6 was Aristide Kell, the assassin of the Sigillite, attempted to assassinate Horus. What was the Astartes put in Horus's place, wearing his armor as a distraction? Starting with Eli, Horus Aximand. It's a good shot. But it is incorrect, I'm afraid.
No, it's not. Am
I reading a different book?
This is like some character. Like it's not like a big name, is it? It's not like an important person.
He's barely in the first few books, and then he disappears when he's shot.
Fair enough. He earned it.
He's literally like he's a kind of character, and then he's no longer a character.
It's kind of hard to fault him that one.
Yeah, he didn't really have a chance. He didn't really get a shot, but tish. So next, Hal put Garrick.
That was an entire guess. I feel like his name began with a G, but I can't remember his name.
It's not a correct guess, so no points for Hal either. I'm afraid. Can Colin? No, he can't.
No.
The hope died immediately.
Colin put Sergeant Major Avery Johnson from Halo.
Nice.
So well done.
Nice.
Good
You're
reference.
goddamn right.
You're goddamn right.
With a bang.
I like that. That answer's better, to be honest.
So how are we feeling about the quiz before we go into the expert section?
What was the name of the guy?
His name was Luke Cederay.
Wow, that's so
Wow.
ordinary, isn't it?
Luke,
like a
and it's not spelled
Remembrancer.
L-U-K-E, it's L-U-C. So it's Luke.
Oh.
Look.
Luke.
Look these
This
nuts.
is
He
the
lucked
book
out.
where the four assassin bros
And
all
a
try
sister.
to kill him, right? And
Yeah, and then they all fail.
Holy-
And then Aristide Cal, like I said earlier, he goes on the Vengeful Spirit to try and kill him again. Then he joins forces with a serf, and then he tries to kill him again, fails. And then Horus turns him to his cause. And then he fights Nathaniel Garrow at one point, and Garrow kicks his ass and goes
I
like,
feel like I'm definitely thinking of a different. Am I thinking of the book called I think it's called literally Assassin Orm or something like that, and it has the picture
something like
of,
that. Yeah, he's a
Yes, I remember
Nemesis
the end of
sniper.
the book. The end of the book that I read ends with the Vindicare like jumping out of the spaceship and shooting Horus, and then he misses.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
think
same
so.
book?
Nemesis is the one I'm.
Nemesis.
Yeah, Nemesis. Yeah, but he survives. He boards the Vengeful Spirit, and he lays low, and he tries to kill him, and then Horus is impressed, and he goes, "You did pretty good." And he uses his mega charisma to be like, "You know
I
what?
don't remember him too.
Emperor's a
Maybe
bit cringe." And
Maybe
then
Hal's
he's
right.
like-
I guess it's not rememberable.
Horus
I know,
smiles.
literally, the last page of the book is he tries to kill Horus and he fails.
Yeah, he does.
The odd part about this is Luke, whatever his name is, he like descends down the ramp wearing Horus's armor.
Yeah.
But you have to think about the fact that somehow this legionary fit into Horus's
Yeah.
armor,
like
which I think is really funny because he must have had like little people have like
Stilts.
he's like 5'11", 6 foot kind of thing.
I like to imagine it was like cosplay boots. Like people used to look taller. You just had to wear those around the whole time.
To be fair, there's that whole thing in the Path of Heaven where Kinjar wears Jagatai's armor, and he uses that as a ruse against Eidolon when he's like, "I have killed the Khan," and then he takes his helmet off and it's like, "Wait, you're not Jagatai," and he's like, "Ah, fooled you, lol 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 lol," and then he dies, and then they escape. You're like, oh.
It's a sad moment for Quinshar.
Yeah, we love Quinchar. He's cool. So yeah, scores on the doors at the end of the second round. In third place, we have Colin with 2.
Respectable.
Take it.
In second place, with 3 points, we have Eli with 3.
Very respectable still. Very respectable.
And in first place, with 4 points, we have Hal.
Yeah, screw the respect. I'm winning, boys.
It's a close one, I gotta be
Well,
honest. This is a very close
I'll
game.
take my wins where I can because I won't be in the lead for long. I can steal it.
Well, if you thought the last round's questions were tricky, you ain't seen nothing
man.
yet.
Oh no!
Because we don't play around when it comes to the expert section, do we, chaps?
No.
No, says the Quizmaster who has done the Alpha Legion quiz, which was crazy.
It had to be tough. It was Alpha Legion.
Okay, well, time for some revenge, as some might say. So, with that said, Mr. I'm in first place. Question number 7, and this is going to get you. Whilst raised on Cathonia, what was Horus's childhood name?
Oh man!
I'll give you a hint. It was Mongolian in basis, as far as our history.
This is difficult because
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if I have heard this before or not. I don't. Is this in a book? Can you tell me that? If it's in one of the books, I might be able to. Or is that an extra clue?
I mean, everything's pretty
No,
much
as
in
in-
a book, isn't it?
No, but as in, like, do you know which book it's in? Is that
I
a
can't-
clue?
I can't think of which book it's in, to be honest.
Damn.
Colin's given me an answer, and it's an interesting one. And then we've got one from Eli. Oh, okay.
It's a very interesting
now we've
one.
got.
I'm
Okay,
just gonna
so
give
we've
a
had
guess. Just a guess.
all the answers in. Okay, so this next question, number 8, has 2 possible points if you get both right. so I'm giving you a bone here. So question number 8 is: every Primarch was assigned an equerry to aid them with administrative duties in the Legion. Horus had 2. What were their names?
Ooh, I think I know one of them.
And
but...
to give you a hint, one died, I believe, and then he was replaced. So during the heresy, he had one during the Great Crusade, and then the heresy.
Ooh.
One died during the heresy and was replaced with another one.
I think one of them is like, you know, he dies. I don't want to give you any clues, but I think this is the bit where I love the interactions between Horus and this character.
He has a little kind of nickname for him, like an abbreviation of his name. But some little trivia. So other equerries were, for example, in the Thousand Sons, Ammon was the equerry to the Thousand Sons.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of which other equerries. Gabriel Santor, I believe, was the equerry to the Iron Hands.
What's the one to Conrad Kurz? Because that's the funniest one out of all of them. It's like I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one where him and Sevatar speak, and then basically Sevatar says, "You were chosen because you were a bitch," and you basically would do everything Conrad would say.
Oh, is it Zar Haros? What's his name? Oh, what's his name?
Zelfarost is the former chief librarian.
Yeah, he's the Knight Errant. I'm thinking of like he's.
It's like Sharik, it's something close to that.
I think it's like Zar Sahal or something like that. Maybe?
Zar Faros, and yeah, something like that. He has a role where he does come back into like the 40k. He's like lost in time or something stupid like that, and he returned and he was like, "What happened to everyone? Everyone looks a little bit juiced up."
Yeah, something's happened, mate. I gotta be honest.
Also, Khan, isn't it? Khan betrays equerry.
Well, we've had all the answers, so we are on the last one of the expert section. There will tease there is going to be a bonus round, so get yourselves ready, and there's a lot of points in that bonus. But for now, question number 9: during the Ulanor campaign, which earned Horus the title of Warmaster, what was the name of the Orc warlord who was killed by Horus that earned him his title?
Bruh.
Bruh is not the right answer.
I feel like this is a trap set up for silly answers. Let's be honest. Man,
someone get Admiral Akbar.
Oh my lord!
I have an answer from Hal and Eli.
I haven't given. I need to give one.
With despair. Careless abandon.
You guys. I need a moment. Give me a moment. Oh my god!
Give me a moment. So, how are you guys finding this quiz so far, Eli and Colin? How are you feeling?
It hard.
It hard indeed. It's
I
a
gave you
good quiz,
though.
though.
Beginner section.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm glad I got a couple I was actually able to get. Like I knew that. Wow. And then my lack of reading once again reasserted itself.
To be honest, Colin, if you haven't read any of the Horus Heresy books, that's basically all the Horus lore in a nutshell. Like he isn't anywhere else other than the Horus Heresy.
It is kind of his thing.
His name is on the the series, and he doesn't outlast it.
Have you read 40k books then, Colin? Which ones?
Yeah.
Caiaphas Cain.
The other kind, probably.
Caiaphas Cain.
They are really good.
There's a sick moment in the last the most recent Caiaphas Cain novel, where an avatar of Cain, Titanfall, where they drop in from orbit.
Oh yeah.
One of them does that, and it's sick.
Nice.
That does sound
Cain
pretty
does.
cool.
What's up?
The avatar of Cain.
Yeah,
the
Avatar of Cain drops in.
Titanfall drops from orbit.
Oh, but he doesn't do he doesn't do a B2 thing where like he follows Caiaphas around as like his buddy and flings hard to reach places.
He does not enact Protocol 3, protect the pilot on Caiaphas Cain.
That's a shame.
Funny as that would have been.
Okay.
Eldar
Well,
Rufus.
we are
Don't sound disappointed. We haven't even heard the answers yet.
not so much disappointment. It's like Where do I begin? It's
I think
it's a
it's
task.
he's reached the final stage of grief, acceptance.
What's the technical term? It's like a smorgasbord of cringe.
The technical
The
term.
technical
yeah?
term, yeah.
Is it a technical term?
100%. We're using that from now on. A smorgasbord. What is it? What even is a smorgasbord? Whatever it
Just
is.
a bunch of stuff.
tasty cheeses and
It's a bunch of
meat
food
and
on a
stuff,
platter.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess
a
it's
variety
anything,
of-
Call it a
Most
cheese
succulent
platter.
morsels.
Let's not pretend we're smarter than we really are. It's a cheese platter.
I don't think the guy who invented the word smorgasbord was very smart.
He's trying to sound smarter than he
I
really
think
was.
he was just having a stroke.
You sure he wasn't just German? That sounds quite German-esque. Like a smorgasbord. No, Netherlands. Probably
Swedish,
Netherlands.
or maybe
Swedish.
Nordic or something.
Yeah. Erdigerdiger smorgasbord. Anyway.
Let's not go. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Let's not go there.
Anyway, so we are here at the results for, just drop my notebook, for the expert section, and we've had a whale of a time getting these answers, and it's an interesting bunch, if I'm honest. To start off with, question number 7. What was Horus's childhood name while raised on Cathonia? None of you got this right, but I will read them out anyway. So, Eli put goofy little guy, funny little cutie Primarch baby boy.
I thought it was a good guess.
That's amazing.
Just that in
It's not
Warhammer
bad.
alone.
Hal put Negus.
Nagus.
Nagus.
I always thought he might be like it's like the Ethiopian name of king. So I thought maybe like something king like.
It's not far off, but I can't give you even a half point because it's not quite there. You literally have three out of 6 letters out of four of the letters, but you're missing 2, which completely changes the word. So you're really close, but I'm afraid I can't give you a point for that. And Colin put Kublai, which is a fair effort.
Kublai Khan.
There was
yeah.
thought put into it.
Well, there is actually a Primarch a chapter master in the White Scars called Kublai, because of course there is, who gets basically slain by the Dark Eldar. And so Corsaro Khan, the Master of the Hunt, avenged him because his name was put in the Scrolls of Vengeance, where they just go, we don't like this guy, he didn't die, so they just go and hunt him, and they did. Anyway, the correct answer was Nergui, so Nergui.
That's
and
his
that in
real name.
Mongolian means no name, which is to avert misfortune from the child. no name.
Kublai was kind of an interesting tie there. It
was an
the same
interesting
vibe.
But it wasn't correct, I'm afraid.
Ah, well.
So question number 8. Every Primarch was assigned an Ekri, and Horus had 2. Eli put Horus Aximand and the old guy who goes with Nathaniel Garrow. I think you mean Eacton Cruz.
Probably.
I'm afraid neither of those are correct, though.
Ouch.
He likes
But
his
it's a
little.
fun-
He likes his little Horus, doesn't he? Little Horus Aximan, don't
Little
you, Eli?
Horus.
No who else to
Little
say. He's
brother.
very memorable. Just 'cause of his name.
I do like Eacton Cruz, though, but he does actually get killed by Horus when he is confronted by him and the Knights Errant on the Vengeful Spirit prior to Demon Russ and his Space Wolves invading. And he's like, ugh, my old son, swipe. And then Garviel Loken's like, bruh, he was like my mentor. I don't like you even more. So that's that. Hal put Hasta Sejanus, which is a fair one. He died pretty much prior to the Horus Heresy. That is incorrect, but you did put Malagos, although you put Malagahurst.
I didn't know how to spell his name. I thought Hasta Sejanus was he's like his good friend or something, wasn't he?
He was part of the Mournival. He was he was like the first captain before. I think he was the first captain before Abaddon. I think, but
I
I'm
like
not
his
sure.
name too. Hasta. It's pretty
Hasta,
nice
yeah.
reference there.
It's a very good guess, but it's incorrect. But you do get a point for Malagos, so I will give you that. Because Malagos the Twisted was indeed his equerry before his replacement. And Colin put Sigmar Unbergen and Diedrich Kastner.
That's,
Nice.
I applaud that. That's
I'm
some
guessing
good
that's a
reference
fantasy
there.
thing.
Indeed. Well, you should know who Sigmar is, you filthy
Well, I know
heathen.
Sigmar, but
And
yeah.
Diedrich Kastner was Archaon's name before he fell to chaos. And then
Isn't that his stolen name? Isn't it his stolen name? Kastnor's not
name.
even.
It's he was given the name by it was the name of a knight he served, and then when the knight was slain, he was given the name by the knight's lady.
I thought he nicked it from the knight.
I don't think he just stole it.
from
He
a
was
bank.
he was a pretty honorable guy at first, and then he destroyed Warhammer Fantasy.
It's actually, to be fair, I love the meme of like it was basically the end times are basically Night Goblin's fault because they didn't crunk Diedrich. Well, you know the part in his story where like, the Night Goblins attacked the knight he serves and they didn't get him.
Oh yeah.
So basically, his Night Goblins are essentially responsible for the entire end times. That's why we hate them all.
Malakin
Nice.
deserves all the blame.
Yeah,
You mean the true Phoenix King?
I mean the pretend Phoenix King, yes.
Nah.
Oh, here we go. All right, before this escalates and gets dangerous, I'm going to reveal the results from the question number 9, which was during the Ulanor. And I should mention question number 8. It was Malagurst, and then it was Argonis who were the equerries. So before I forget to mention,
Is Malagurst the guy with the bad arm?
Yeah, he's the one who's always like
it's literally
he's known
who
as
I
the
was thinking.
Twisted.
I didn't know his
Yeah.
name. Frick.
And he struggles a lot because he's got all these augmetics and he has like labored breath. And
he's having a hard time.
He's having a very hard time.
He's
and
been
that's why
working a
called
lot.
Twisted. But yeah, question number 9 was during the Ulanor campaign, which was when the Emperor was doing the Great Crusade to kill all the orcs. They went to their homeworld, Ulanor, and they beat them up. Horus earned the title of Warmaster by killing the orc warlord. What was his name? Eli put the Beast version 1, which isn't necessarily incorrect, but it is incorrect. I mean, it's kind of, yeah, kind of, yeah. No. I can't give you Beast 1. I kind of like Hal's answer. He just put Piers Morgan.
Seems like kind of the beast that the Emperor might fight.
Just imagining an orc wall overlord on was it America's Got Talent he was on for a brief stint. Like, that's a weird
Unfortunately, I'm not sure anyone would like Piers Morgan getting crunked in Warhammer. I'm pretty sure everyone might enjoy that reference, to be honest.
And Colin put Orc Warlord of Ulanor, which is it is correct.
It's technically correct.
That's
Yeah,
kind of
it's not
genius.
correct
Man.
enough.
That's kind of genius.
I'm sorry. I said, what was his name? And that's a title, I'm afraid.
No, his name was Orc Warlord of Ulanor. The Orc Warlord of Ulanor.
No. His name was
Grog.
Erlak Erg.
What? Say that again.
Erlak Erg.
That's just like a name you say when you're drunk.
Erlak Erg.
I think I've made that noise throwing up at the toilet before.
Yeah.
Well, that's how they
Or
make
there's someone
the
named
names,
Erlak,
isn't it? That's how they do it. But fear not. Do not despair, because we do have a bonus round.
Ooh.
Now, the scores at the moment, it is, again, Colin still has 2 points, Eli still has 3 points, but Hal has bumped up to 5 points.
Yes.
And I'm going to say this right now. Each correct answer on the bonus round will give you a point. And there are a potential of 7 points in this round.
I could lose this.
As a fun little tidbit, I have mentioned over half of these people during the quiz as little asides and also answers and stuff like that. So I'm giving you a lot of help with this bonus round. But here we go. Let me just check my timestamp. So, bonus round. Horus has survived many wounds during his conquest of the galaxy. Name me every combatant and ally whom has injured the Warmaster. We're not talking about grazed his armor. We're talking about and this involves killing him or injuring him. It could be a flesh wound. It could be a mortal wound. There are, as far as I can tell from my research, 7 potential answers.
This is quite genius because it means we should have been paying attention earlier.
Yeah, seriously.
I peppered them in to help out.
God
I
damn.
like how I'm just looking at the Discord at the moment, and I'm just seeing rampant typing amongst all three of you. Like,
this is difficult because I'm trying to remember. Oh man, I'm struggling
I
on this
gave you
one.
some hints. I will say I have already mentioned 1, 2, 3, 4 of the people. 4 of the potential 7 answers. I have already mentioned them.
God damn, I need to try to remember the guy's name. Please tell me everyone else is struggling.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, sorry, 6 potential answers. Sorry, yeah, 4 out. So 2/3 of them I've already mentioned on the podcast. So there's 6.
As in, to wounded to what extent? Because I'm thinking there
Wounded.
might be an answer where it's technically up for debate if he actually wounded him.
Well, you
How should I
can
put it?
explain it. If it's one of those kind of ones, we can debate. And if I think it's valid, we'll say, yeah, that's a point. But from my reckoning, there's 6. And this involves not just mortal wounds, but also just an injury that isn't fatal, but it's an injury.
Damn, that's a good question. Trying to think about, is he here like stubbed his toe?
Yeah, but I'm not going to be like, oh, the rock that he stubbed his toe on is an art. Like, no.
Unless the rock was a named
person.
character.
It has to be a character.
I can't
I've had
remember.
an
I
answer
can't
from
remember the
Colin.
name of the governor or the assassin, to be honest.
Ooh,
Oh,
Colin's done a very good. He's done a
I don't
very
remember
good
the name of
answer.
the assassin either.
Until the end.
Okay, I've had a result from
I don't know if I
Hal.
got this.
Hal has done less well than Colin.
Oh man, that's because he's
We might have a resurgent winner at this
Oh
point.
no.
I don't know. We'll see. I can't remember. I had a 6th name, and I
Don't rush
completely
yourself.
forgot what
Take your
I had.
time. Take your time.
How
we
Oh, I
feeling?
thought of one more. I thought of one more. Hold on.
All right. You got time. You got time to add another one if you want.
Oh man.
I love the tension. I feed off the tension. Like, yes.
Okay, I got it. I committed
You've
it.
committed, have you?
I think I might have got one. I can't remember the name of the 2 you said earlier, but I think this might be a good list.
Okay. So, right. I guess we'll start with Eli then. Let me just check the answers briefly. There's some very good answers here. So I added this question because I thought that the second and third parts of the quiz were quite harsh. So I wanted to give a potential point to really like rake in some points.
Bit of breathing room.
Yeah, and just to like also pepper some answers in casually so that if you're paying attention, you'll also be rewarded. So to start with Eli put Lehman Russ, the Emperor, maybe Sanguinius, Vindicare Assassin, Eugen, Erebus, Abaddon, in brackets, Clone Horus Lull, maybe Alfarius. So
Pretty strong at some places.
I'll say everyone's before I mark anyone. So Hal put the Emperor, Lehman Russ, Sanguinius, in brackets, wound allowed the Emperor to kill, and Abaddon. Okay. Colin put Lehman Russ, the Emperor, Eugen the Planetary Governor, Urglak Urg, and from Paklak, Phil Porshinqual, Gotrek Gurnison, and
Nice.
Nyanas.
I like the
Okay.
Gotrek there.
Right, so I'm going to start with Eli because he was first. So Lehman Russ, the Emperor, Eugen, and Abaddon. I will give you 4 points for that because,
Nice.
and here is the point. Sanguinius didn't injure Horus; he just made a nick in his armor. So I'm
Yeah.
not counting Sanguinius.
Oh no.
But Lehman Russ stabbed him with the Dionysian spear. The Emperor obliterated him from his existence. Eugen turned him with a stab from an aphame to chaos, and Abaddon literally killed him as a clone. So I will count that. Hal the Emperor, that's a point. Lehman Russ, that's a point. Sanguinius is not a point, but Abaddon is a point. So I'll add 3 points for Hal. And Colin put Lehman Russ, that's a point. The Emperor, that's a point. Eugen Temba, that's a point. And that's basically all you get, I'm afraid.
Ah, well.
So
What do you mean Gotrek? Doesn't we tell him that our main man's Gotrek?
Gotrek wasn't in 40k. Come on.
If he was, the Horus Heresy
If
would
he
be
was-
much shorter.
I'll grant you, if he was, I'd love to see it. I'd love to hear Brian Blessed having a scrap with is it Jonathan Keeble, who usually does like a lot of good voice work, is like Horus, like, yeah, Jonathan Keeble.
Yeah, I think
like,
so.
Who are you? And he's like, I'm Gotrek, and he just stabs him with an axe.
If only.
But that was a very interesting round, and it's evened out the scores a fair bit actually. So I'm quite pleased.
Oh no!
Right.
Okay,
Probably
you
still won. Chill out.
Yeah.
I like how Colin's
praying.
just like, nah, I had fun.
I had a good
Lots of
time,
fun.
and I'm the
Me
real
too.
winner because of that.
I was here.
I mean, before we conclude, what are your thoughts on the quiz? So this quiz, guys, did you have fun? Did you enjoy it?
I did.
Yes.
I always have fun with the quizzes. Always a good time.
The twist about if we were paying attention is really throwing me
Yeah, I
off
like
because
that.
That was a kick in the nuts.
I should have remembered the goddamn Eugene guy.
Well, that's the thing. I like how I think of everyone, Colin did the best with the last round because he actually put answers to the question that he wouldn't have known before the quiz, but because he was listening, he actually got points. So well done to Colin in that regard.
The more you know.
Thank you.
The more
Hal, if
you
it makes
know.
you feel better, Eugene Krabs was the main reason I remembered that.
No way. You
Nice.
sick man.
Okay.
Oh lord.
So we have come to the final scores on the doors. Drum roll, please.
I'm getting drums. Drums playing now. I don't have the.
I smacked
so
my
in-
counter.
So in third place with 5 points was Colin. Well done, Colin.
Hey.
I'll take it.
Now, the other scores in the quiz are 7 points and 8 points.
Yeah.
So it's a close game. But in second place is Eli. And so with 8 points winning is Hal. Well done, Hal.
I doubted myself for a second there. I thought you were. I was like, no.
That was very good.
Victory's mine.
Mhm. Another stud
what's-
goes onto your counter.
Yes.
What was the answers?
So the
that
answers I had for the final round were Lehman Russ, Malagos the Twisted, because he stabs Horus with a dagger to preserve his life, the Emperor, because he kills him, Ujin Temba, Abaddon kills the clone, and here's the tricky one, Malkador, he throttles him with his psychic
Oh
power.
yeah.
Because there's a bit where the Khan, Alfarius, and Horus are having a go at the Malkador and the Emperor for removing one of the lost Primarch's statues. And they're like, you shouldn't erase their history, blah, blah. And Horus gets a bit big for his boots. And Malkador just psychically grabs him, pushes him to his knees and chokes him nearly to death. And so I counted that as a point as well.
Mm.
Unfortunately, he was enjoying it, so you know.
Enjoying it a lot. What, Horus or Malkador?
both, 100%.
Brilliant.
It's a
How
power
did you
trip.
find that?
That's pretty good, man.
That's good.
Good quiz.
I think we did. We all actually performed quite well. So that's that's a first. I think we used to either we're all suffering or we're all winning. You know what I mean? So we're actually all performed. So that's pretty cool. Anything other than that? Horus is Big Daddy. Yeah, we like him.
He is. He truly is. He was right. Should have won.
I like Gilliman.
Oh man,
Silly
we know who's doing the Gilliman quiz then. 100%. 100%.
Not next
Well,
time.
speaking of future quizzes, Colin, would you like to say what the next quiz will be?
Of course. Now, the thing with Warhammer villains is sometimes they might have a little bit of sympathy to them. Like, I wouldn't say anyone in, they're good people, but they might have something like, I can almost see how you came to do what you did. There's almost a shade of understanding in there. The subject of the next quiz, none of that. Biggest piece of garbage in history, biggest piece of human garbage, and then biggest piece of undead garbage, because you can't keep a good lich down. And next quiz will be the great necromancer Nagash.
Yes.
I love Skelepope Supreme.
The original Bone Daddy. The original
Bone
Bone
Daddy. You and Daddy's Hal. I'm getting.
Yeah, he's-
I have a problem. I'm here to confess that. No, I'm excited for that. 100%.
Tune in next time to see just how much of an asshole someone can be.
Oh god, hanging tight, boys. Thank you all so much for watching. If you played along, let us know what kind of scores you got. If it was an easy quiz or a tough quiz, or if you how you feel about Horus at the end of it. Let us know how you feel about the evil bald man.
let me know if you've also never read a Horus Heresy novel. Someone, please.
As a lord channel.
In power armor. Tell us what you think in the comments.
Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you all next time.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Love you.